Uh, this is the eighth lecture of law of contract. As we have discussed lecture number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and today we are discussing the lecture number 8 of law of contract part 2 in your second semester of LLB honors. Now, today in the lecture, in the previous lecture, in the two lectures, we have discussed the rights of surety, and I hope so that you people have done this. Some students have asked me the question, and I have responded them. And I'll be checking this before starting this lecture video. I'll be checking your answers, and I'll be seeing that whether what you are answering the question. So please make it sure that whatever you are answering, it should be relevant. Now, this is lecture 8, and in lecture 8, the topic of discussion is your when does the surety discharge from the liability, okay? And the continuing guarantee है, then when the surety is discharged from the liability. And the third topic, we have actually divided the topics into the 3 criteria. First is continuing guarantee, then we'll be discussing the when the continuing guarantee stops. Second is the discharge of surety liability. What are the modes of the discharge of surety liability? And the third is the difference between contract of guarantee and contract of indemnity. So now this is, as you can see on your screen, that this is a previous year question where they have asked actually in the short they have asked what is the difference between the contract of guarantee and contract of indemnity. So you can see this is the whenever they will be asking this, define the contract of guarantee, what is continuing guarantee. As you can see in 2017 they have asked this question, what is continuing guarantee in 2017, and then in 2019 they have asked this, what is the difference between contract of indemnity and contract of guarantee. Then again in short question they have asked in the University paper in 2017 and 19 both, they have asked that what is the difference between indemnity and guarantee. And then they have asked this define the contract of guarantee liability of surety is coextensive with that of principal debtor. So you can see that in the small thing they will ask discharge of surety liability can be asked in the long question. Second thing is that continuing guarantee and difference between contract of indemnity, okay, and guarantee is generally if it is attached with the long question, or it can be asked in the short question. So you have to be well prepared with the concept, but it is not conceptual question. Basically the topic is not conceptual, it is the topic is being, you can learn with different heads, okay? Now we'll be starting with continuing guarantee first, okay? So when I say what is continuing guarantee, ठीक, उससे पहले मैं आपको नोट्स दिखाने से पहले आपको समझाना पड़ेगा कि कितने देयर आर टाइप्स ऑफ गारंटी, ठीक? एज यू कैन सी पेंट आपके स्क्रीन पे खुल गया है, टाइप्स ऑफ गारंटी होती, ठीक? ध्यान से समझिएगा, ठीक? टाइप्स ऑफ गारंटी, 2 तरीके की गारंटी होती कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, एक स्पेसिफिक और दूसरा कंटिन्यूइंग, ठीक? One is specific guarantee and second is continuing guarantee. Now, what is specific guarantee? Where there is a contract of guarantee, there is one transaction. This is known as specific contract of guarantee. Suppose how it is one transaction, there is one principal debtor, there is one creditor, and there is one surety, okay? So now 1st May 2020, the principal debtor took a loan of 10,000 rupees from creditor, ठीक? And he said that he will be returning this money on 1st May 2021, ठीक? Now the transaction is one. On 1st May 2020, principal debtor took a loan of 10,000 rupees from creditor, and he said that he will be returning this particular money after 1 year, ठीक? On this particular one transaction, surety has taken the guarantee. He has taken the guarantee. Now this is specific contract of guarantee. Example of specific contract of guarantee where the transaction is one and where the there is one transaction and which the contract of guarantee is being specific. Okay. Now, what is continuing guarantee? When you see continuing guarantee, second type of a continuing guarantee. When you see that continuing guarantee is a series of transactions. Okay, how it is? Where the principal debtor, before coming to the section, I'll be telling you the example, creditor and surety. Now, creditor gave principal debtor, or principal debtor said to creditor that each month for 6 months, can you pay me 1000 rupees? अब जनवरी से लेकर जनवरी, फेब, मार्च, अप्रैल, मई, जून, ठीक? In end of each month, you pay me 2000 rupees. Okay, चलो 2000 पे करते, ठीक है? And I will return after n year. मैं उसको 1 साल बाद लौटा दूंगा. So now principal debtor or creditor is giving in the end of every month 2000 rupees. So it is 2000 plus 2000 plus 2000 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Till January, from January till June, principal debtor is taking 2000 rupees at the end of each month from creditor. And on this particular transactions, now the word I'll be using is transactions. On this particular transactions, one is the surety who is taking the guarantee of it. So this is actually the series of transactions. Series, it is not the only one transaction, it is series of transactions. Series of transactions where the creditor, where the surety is taking the guarantee. It is known as continuing guarantee. इसको हम continuing guarantee कहते हैं. Specific guarantee, there is only one transaction where the principal debtor take loan from creditor, and creditor gives loan to the principal debtor on the guarantee of surety. This is a specific guarantee which we were studying from the last 3-4 lectures. Continuing guarantee is a guarantee where there is a series of transactions. ठीक है, ये example continuing guarantee का. Now moving towards section where continuing guarantee is given. Continuing guarantee is being enshrined in section 129 of Indian Contract Act, and from 129 till 131 continuing guarantee के sections lay off है. ठीक है, the definition of continuing guarantee has been defined in section 129, and furthermore every section related to continuing guarantee is from section 129 to 131. Now we will be moving towards the notes. What notes? Where there are notes here. So now you can see the where specific guarantee, where a guarantee is given on a single transaction or debt. It is called specific or simple guarantee. Okay? It comes to an end when debt is fully discharged or promise is duly performed. It is a normal contract of guarantee. What is continuing guarantee? It is a guarantee of a series of transactions. Now, it is S has been added to a series of transactions, and according to section 129, what one continuing guarantee extend to a series of transactions. When you will see series of, when you see the definition of section 125 in your BEAR Act, as I can see on my BEAR Act, section 125 defines continuing guarantee as a guarantee which extend to a series of transactions is called continuing guarantee. जो बस एक ही चीज लिखी हुई है सेक्शन 129 में कि जो गारंटी एक्सटेंड करती है सीरीज ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन में, एक से ज्यादा ट्रांजैक्शन, सीरीज में जहां एक से ज्यादा ट्रांजैक्शंस होते हैं उसको हम कंटिन्यूइंग गारंटी कहते हैं. The liability of surety in this case extend to a number of transactions and he become liable for unpaid balance at the end of guarantee. So here the liability of surety extend. This liability होती है surety की, वो एक्सटेंड करती है सारी सीरीज तक, जनवरी से लेकर जून तक जो प्रिंसिपल डेटर पैसे ले रहा है क्रेडिटर से, वो सारी लायबिलिटी आपकी श्योरिटी की एक्सटेंड होती जाती है. दैट इज नोन एज कंटिन्यूइंग गारंटी. नाउ सपोज फॉर एन एग्जांपल, मैंने एग्जांपल आपको ऑलरेडी पहले दे दिया है, एंड व्हेन यू कैन सी द illustration based on section 129 or the first illustration, as if you are having your BEAR Act, अगर आपके पास BEAR Act है तो आप पढ़ लीजिए. Suppose A in consideration that B will employ C in collecting rent of B's जिम्मेदारी. ठीक है, उसने A ने एम्प्लॉय किया B को कि वो क्या करेगा, जमींदारी का कहते हैं कलेक्टिंग द रेंट्स ऑफ बी जमींदारी प्रोमिसेस बी टू बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द अमाउंट ऑफ 5,000 रुपीज। ठीक है, उसने कहा कि तुम रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगे जमींदारी कलेक्ट करने के लिए एंड यू विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर मी फॉर 5,000 रुपीज फॉर द ड्यू कलेक्शन एंड पेमेंट बाय सी फॉर दोज रेंट। ठीक, this is a continuing guarantee. Now there the principal debtor is responsible for collecting rent for the amount of 5,000 rupees जब तक वो rent collect कर रहा है, and for that this person is taking the guarantee which is known as the continuing guarantee. इसको हम continuing guarantee कहते हैं। अगर आपको कोई there are 3 illustration in section 129, अगर आपको कोई illustration नहीं समझ में आता है, do WhatsApp me, I'll explain you in the next video. Now how the continuing guarantee can be revoked? Now this is specific guarantee cannot be revoked. इसको एक बार समझ लेना कि specific guarantee revoke नहीं हो सकती। continuing guarantee कैसे revoke हो सकती है? क्योंकि specific guarantee एक बार दी गई तो फिर वो वैसी ही चलेगी। ठीक है, it cannot be revoked. Now how a continuing guarantee can be revoked? Suppose there is a transaction where principal debtor has taken money from creditor in 4 series. 4 series में वो ट्रांजैक्शन ले रहा है फ्रॉम 6 बार, उसको हर मंथ के 5 बार, 1 2 3 4 5, हाँ 5 मंथ्स में उसको हर मंथ के एंड में 1,000 रुपए उसको क्रेडिटर को प्रिंसिपल डेटर को देने और उसकी गारंटी श्योरिटी नहीं। ठीक, अब फ्रॉम जनवरी टिल मे इट इज 5 मंथ। ठीक है, फ्रॉम जनवरी टिल मे surety has said that okay, creditor give principal debtor money and whatever if he is unable to pay or if he makes a default in the payment, I will pay the money. ठीक, अब suppose from one principal debtor took 1,000 rupees. This is where the surety has taken the guarantee. Principal debtor took 1,000 rupees in February. Now surety has taken the guarantee. Now in after February, surety revoked the guarantee, revoke कर दिया, and you have studied revocation of contract of promise in the last semester, so I am not be explaining the revocation. So surety has revoked that by the notice to the creditor. By the notice, he served the notice to the creditor कि आगे से principal debtor whatever the amount principal debtor will take, now I am not taking the guarantee of it. मैं इसकी guarantee नहीं लूंगा। ठीक है, so now in this case last 3 transaction, ठीक है, अब जो लास्ट 3 ट्रांजैक्शन है प्रिंसिपल डेटर ने क्रेडिटर से लिए उसकी गारंटी अब बिकॉज इन द फेब्रुअरी द श्योरिटी हैज रिवोक्ड द गारंटी, अब उसकी जो गारंटी है वो श्योरिटी नहीं लेगा और ना श्योरिटी इज नॉट लायबल फॉर the after the payment which the principal debtor is taking from the creditor, जो principal debtor creditor से ले रहा है। तो अब मार्च अप्रैल एंड मई 3 महीने का जो पेमेंट है उसके लिए श्योरिटी इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल और श्योरिटी इज ओनली द लायबिलिटी ऑफ श्योरिटी विल बी ओनली बी अप टू 2,000 रुपीज। जो लायबिलिटी है श्योरिटी की वो 2,000 रुपए तक ही रहेगी। दिस इज the story of continuing guarantee. ये इतनी story है continuing guarantee की। When you can see the section of 130, it is saying in section 130 that a continuing guarantee may at any time be revoked by the surety. Now section 1, the language of section 130 is that the continuing guarantee, I am writing in the short, the continuing guarantee can any time be revoked. Can any time be revoked means after any time be revoked. किसी भी टाइम पे वो रिवोक्ड हो सकती है। वो क्या हो सकती है? वो रिवोक हो सकती है by the surety as to the future transaction. वो किसी भी टाइम पे भी रिवोक हो सकती है for future transaction. आगे के ट्रांजैक्शन के लिए by notice to the creditor. अगर क्रेडिटर ने क्या किया है? नोटिस दिया है। तो अगर सपोज उसने जनवरी और फरवरी तक में नहीं, फरवरी के बाद उसने नोटिस दी कि आई एम नॉट लायबल फॉर द फ्यूचर ट्रांजैक्शन, so he is liable only for the money which creditor has paid to principal debtor only till January and February. From the March transaction, surety is not liable for any further transaction. कोई भी future transaction के लिए वो liable नहीं है अगर उसने notice creditor को दे दिया है कि that I am revoking the continuing guarantee. मैं आगे के transaction को revoke कर रहा हूँ. So this is where you can see section 129 and section 130. Now, when there is a topic of continuing guarantee का topic होता है So you have to keep what are the modes? What are the modes where the continuing guarantee can be revoked? कौन से मोड होते हैं जिसमें continuing guarantee revoked होती है? ठीक है? The first is by notice, and by notice, that is section 130. Already we have discussed. By notice for the future transaction, by death of surety. By death of surety, that is in section 131. Okay. Third is by other mode. These are the three variants by which a continuing guarantee can be revoked. So we have discussed already by notice, that is section 130. Now, by death of surety, कैसे continuing guarantee revoke होगी? दूसरा है by death of the surety. अब what section language of 131 is saying? Section 131 is saying that the death of the surety operates in the absence of contrary to a contract to the contrary, a revocation of a continuing guarantee as regard to the future transaction. So if you can see in your Bear Act, section 131 is saying that the death of surety operates. Death अगर surety की हो जाती है, death of surety operates revocation of continuing guarantee. Death of surety operates revocation. Death surety की revocation of continuing guarantee होती है unless a contrary intention appears. Yeah, the word again, unless the contrary intention appears, means in the case there is a contract between the surety and the creditor. What is unless a contrary intention appears का मतलब क्या होता है कि in the case there is a contract between the surety and the creditor. Surety और creditor के बीच में contract होता है कि मेरे death के बाद मेरे legal heir इस guarantee को continue करेंगे, surety ship को continue करेंगे. उस केस में डेथ से श्योरिटी के कंटिन्यूइंग गारंटी रिवोक नहीं होती. ठीक है. तो इन द केस अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की तो जनरल सेंस ये कहता है कि डेथ ऑफ श्योरिटी आगे के फ्यूचर के कंटिन्यूइंग गारंटी को रिवोक कर देता है. बट अनलेस अ कॉन्ट्ररी इंटेंशन अपीयर्स का मतलब है कि अगर टर्म्स ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में लिखा है कि आफ्टर माय डेथ my legal heirs will further they will proceed with the transaction of continuing guarantee, then in that case the death will not revoke the continuing guarantee. Now the other modes जिससे surety discharge होता है by the continuing guarantee we will be discussing in the discharge of liability of surety. इसको हम discharge of liability of surety में discuss करेंगे. ठीक है. अब you can see in your notes what the continuing guarantee में आपके जो notes में जो लिखा है. See, they have said that the continuing guarantee, that there is a series of transactions and 129 extends continuing guarantee to the continuing guarantee is a guarantee which extends to the series of transactions, and the liability of surety in this case extends to the number of transactions, and he become liable for the unpaid balance at the end of the guarantee. Okay? Where now the second topic which tells you about the discharge of surety liability, जो second topic आपको बताता है discharge of surety liability, उसमें ही आपकी discharge of surety की continuing guarantee ही आपकी उसी में understood है. ठीक. Now starting with when is surety discharged from his liability. Now the next topic, and which is very important topic, is when is surety discharged from his liability. कब surety discharge हो सकता है अपनी liability से. ठीक है. अब according to section 126 of guarantee, a contract of guarantee वो होता है, we have discussed, where there is a contract between surety and creditor that in the case principal debtor will default in the payment, the surety will pay. Now we know okay, what are the modes by which surety in the contract of guarantee surety gets discharged by his liability. कब वो अपनी liability से, we know that the liability of principal debtor is equal to liability of surety. लेकिन कौन सा ऐसी situation है जिसमें liability surety अपनी liability से discharge हो जाता है. So first is by revocation, जो हम पढ़ लिए section 130 में. First, the revocation. Section 130 says 130 of Contract Act says that a continuing guarantee may be revoked at any time. ठीक है, वो कभी भी revoked हो सकता है by the surety or the future transaction by the notice to the creditor. मैंने बताया था कि पहला वो कभी भी at any time किसी भी टाइम पे रिवोक हो सकता है, at any time रिवोक हो सकता है. दूसरा वो श्योरिटी द्वारा रिवोक होगा. ठीक है. तीसरा फॉर द फ्यूचर ट्रांजैक्शन कोई भी फ्यूचर ट्रांजैक्शन के लिए फॉर बाय द वे ऑफ नोटिस से सीधे श्योरिटी नोटिस दे देगा कि मैं आगे के फ्यूचर ट्रांजैक्शन से मेरा कोई मतलब नहीं है. व्हाटएवर द प्रिंसिपल यू आर पेइंग टू द प्रिंसिपल डेटर, आई एम नॉट टेकिंग द गारंटी ऑफ इट, आई एम रिवोकिंग माय गारंटी, सो द श्योरिटी विल गेट डिस्चार्ज फॉर द फ्यूचर ट्रांजैक्शन. So now this will only, now this is very important, that this will only happen in the case of continuing guarantee. This cannot happen in the case of specific guarantee. Once the specific guarantee is given, the surety cannot revoke that particular contract of guarantee. Okay? Now we have done by the death of the surety. So according to section 131 of Indian Contract Act, the death of surety will as a revocation of a continuing guarantee will stand as a revocation of continuing guarantee as far for the future transaction, as far as regards to the future transaction. कोई भी continuing guarantee, if the surety dies in the case, according to section 131, if the surety dies, already we have discussed that it will be said that for the future transaction it has been revoked. Continuing guarantee revoke हो गई है. In the absence of the contract to the contrary का मतलब मैंने बता दिया है कि अगर कोई उन लोगों के बीच में श्योरिटी और क्रेडिटर के बीच में ट्रांजैक्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ है कि इन द केस श्योरिटी डाइज, उसका जो लीगल एयर है वो आगे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को कंटिन्यू करेगा, उस केस में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ गारंटी रिवोक नहीं होती. Now the third is by which a surety get discharged, which applies to both specific or continuing guarantee, by the variance in the terms of contract. By the variance in the terms of contract. Section 133 of Indian Contract says that if there is, suppose there is a principal debtor, creditor and surety, and there is a contract of guarantee. Contract of guarantee हुआ है जहां पर creditor ने principal debtor को पैसे दिए और उस पैसे की गारंटी surety ने ली. लेकिन कुछ टर्म्स जो थे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ गारंटी में, वी नो दैट श्योरिटी मस्ट हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ ऑल द टर्म्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ गारंटी. सपोज उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के टर्म्स में कुछ वेरिएंस हो गया, कुछ बदलाव हो गए, एज यू हैव सीन ऑल्टरेशन हो गया, वी हैव स्टडीड इन द फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर, ऑल्टरेशन हो गया विदाउट द कंसेंट ऑफ श्योरिटी, बिना कंसेंट ऑफ श्योरिटी के, उस केस में श्योरिटी सारे सब्सिक्वेंट जो भी ट्रांजैक्शन हुए, सारे सब्सिक्वेंट ट्रांजैक्शन से जो अल्टर ट्रांजैक्शन है उससे वो डिस्चार्ज हो जाता है. नाउ आफ्टर दैट द श्योरिटी गेट डिस्चार्ज वंस देयर इज अ वेरिएशन इन द टर्म्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विदाउट द कंसेंट ऑफ श्योरिटी. यू कैन गेट एक्सप्लेन सेक्शन 133. सेक्शन 133 को हम ऐसे एग्जांपल से समझ सकते हैं. Just see your first I'll read the section 133 and then but any variance made without the surety consent, कोई भी variance surety के consent के बिना बना, any variance made without the surety consent between the principal debtor and creditor, discharges the surety as to the transaction subsequent to the variance. Suppose there is principal debtor, there is creditor and there is surety. अब surety ने कहा there is a contract that principal debtor has took 1 lakh rupees loan from creditor. ठीक है, 1 लाख का लोन उसने क्रेडिटर से लिया. इसको सिंपल भाषा में समझते हैं. ठीक, 2% के इंटरेस्ट या 12% के इंटरेस्ट पे उसने लिया. ठीक ठीक, उसकी जो गारंटी, ठीक, इस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन की गारंटी एस ने ली. ठीक, सपोज और ये है कि 1 साल बाद उसको ये लोन फर्स्ट में 2020 को लिया और 1 साल बाद फर्स्ट में 2021 को उसको चुकाना है. इस ट्रांजैक्शन की पूरी ट्रांजैक्शन की गारंटी एस ने ली. सपोज इन जून 2020 there is a variance in the terms of contract between principal debtor and creditor. क्रेडिटर के बीच में हुआ कि 1 लाख रुपए की जगह 1 लाख में जो है वो मैं 12% घटा के, ठीक है, मैं 5% कर दे रहा हूँ तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट, ठीक। और सपोज इफ यू आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग, मैं 12% की जगह 15% इंटरेस्ट कर रहा हूँ। ये जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का ऑल्टरेशन हुआ, ऑल्टरेशन इन द टर्म्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वी हैव स्टडीड, ऑल्टरेशन इन द टर्म्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वी हैव स्टडीड इन द लास्ट सेमेस्टर। तो ये जो वेरिएंस हुआ, द वेरिएंस विदाउट द, वेयर द श्योरिटी इज नॉट हैविंग नॉलेज, नो नॉलेज फ्रॉम द श्योरिटी, श्योरिटी के पास कोई नॉलेज नहीं है, विदाउट द कंसेंट ऑफ, अगर वेरिएंस हुआ है तो वो क्या करेगा, श्योरिटी को डिस्चार्ज कर देगा फ्रॉम एनी फ्यूचर ट्रांजैक्शन। Surety from the June he got discharged from any future transaction. This is known as variance in the terms of contract. इसको हम कहते हैं variance in the terms of contract, where the surety get discharged for any future transaction. जहाँ surety किसी भी future transaction के लिए discharge हो जाती है. Now, you can see the illustration is pretty tough. That is the reason I have given you the example. A becomes surety to C. A C की श्योरिटी बनता है फॉर बी कंडक्ट, ठीक है। A becomes surety to C for B's conduct as a manager. Now A becomes surety to C. He is creditor for B's conduct. Now B is principal debtor for conduct as a manager in C's bank. B C के बैंक में काम करता है और उसके कोई भी कंडक्ट के लिए A जो है उसकी श्योरिटी बन, ठीक है। आफ्टरवर्ड B एंड C कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, उसके बाद बी और सी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं विदाउट एज कंसेंट, बिना ए के कंसेंट के, कि बी की सैलरी विल बी रेज। अब यहाँ पर सी का बैंक है जिसमें बी एम्प्लॉय है और उसके कंडक्ट के लिए ए उसकी श्योरिटी बना हुआ है, ठीक। अब सी और बी जो है आपस में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं जिससे कि बी की सैलरी रेज, दैट ही विल बिकम लायबल फॉर व्हाट ऑफ द लॉसेस ऑन द ओवरड्राफ्ट। सी जो है वो बी की सैलरी रेज करता है, वो बढ़ाता है और कहता है कि कोई भी ओवरड्राफ्ट में अगर कुछ लूज हुआ तो तुम 1/4 के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगे, सैलरी बढ़ाती करता है। दिस इज नॉट नोन टू द ए, ये ए को नहीं पता है। बी अलाउज अ कस्टमर टू ओवरड्रॉ एंड बैंक लूजेस अ सम ऑफ मनी। बी किसी कस्टमर को ओवरड्रॉ अलाउ करता है और बैंक लूजेस अ मनी। नाउ ए इज डिस्चार्ज फ्रॉम श्योरिटीशिप by the variance made in the term without his consent, and he is not liable to the losses. Now B is responsible for the losses, B responsible, but A is not responsible for the loss, because when there was a variance in the terms of contract that he has raised B's salary and he said that he will be liable for the 1/4 for any losses in the overdraft, this fact was not known to the A को ये बात नहीं पता थी। तो now when there is a loss, so now A is not responsible under contract of guarantee, वो under contract of guarantee liable नहीं, ठीक है। Now now we can discuss the fourth point, and if there is any problem in the illustration, you read the आगे के illustration जो भी उसको पढ़ लो, and if there is any problem then let me know. Now discharge of surety by release or discharge of principal debtor, that is section 134 of Indian Contract Act. The surety is discharged by any contract between the creditor and principal debtor by which principal debtor is released. We know that this is the foundation of contract of guarantee, is that liability of principal debtor is liability of surety. So in the case creditor releases the principal debtor and the liability of principal debtor is 0, then the liability of surety will also be 0. There is nothing to interpret in this section. So the surety is discharged by any contract between creditor and principal debtor by which the principal debtor is released, or by any act or omission of which the creditor of the legal consequences of which the discharge the principal debtor. In the crux, if the liability of principal debtor becomes 0 because the creditor has released principal debtor, the liability of surety will also become 0. You read the illustration. In any case, if you have any problem in section 134, let me know and I'll deal with the next video. Now, fifth, when the creditor compounds with, gives time, or agree not to sue the principal debtor, that is section 135. Now section 135 is saying कि अगर क्रेडिटर क्या करता है, सेक्शन 135 को पहले मैं बता देती हूँ, देन आई विल रीड। अगर क्रेडिटर और प्रिंसिपल डेटर के बीच में कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज होता है, ठीक है, देयर इज अ कॉम्प्रोमाइज, या वो टाइम लिमिट बढ़ा देता है प्रिंसिपल डेटर की, और तो वो ये कहता है कि वो प्रिंसिपल डेटर को स्यू नहीं करेगा, कि वो he will not sue. There are 3 points in section 135. First, कि वो कॉम्प्रोमाइज करता है प्रिंसिपल डेटर से, एनी कॉम्प्रोमाइज मेड बिटवीन द क्रेडिटर एंड प्रिंसिपल डेटर। सेकंड, दैट द ही प्रोमिसेस टू गिव, वो टाइम लिमिट बढ़ा देता है प्रिंसिपल डेटर की। तीसरा पॉइंट कि वो ये कहता है कि हाँ मैं आपको स्यू नहीं करूंगा, क्रेडिटर promises not to sue principal debtor without the consent of surety. Now the surety assent has not been taken. In this case, the surety is discharged from the liability. This case में surety assent has not been taken. Surety की assent नहीं ली गई है इन तीनों सिचुएशन में। इन तीनों की किसी भी सिचुएशन में where the surety assent has not been taken, surety अपनी liability से मुक्त हो सकता है, ठीक है। Now, section 135 is easy. Section 139, discharge of surety by creditors act or omission impairing surety eventual remedy. Now, you read this section. In the case you're having, if you have any problem, then let me know. That is section 139. I'll see that one section I have not explained. So, तुम उसको कैसे interpret करते हो? By loss of security by creditor, we have done with the last lecture. By invalidation of contract, that is section 142. That if in the case there is any misrepresentation made by creditor, in that case the contract stands invalid, and in that case the surety is discharged. By novation, we have studied novation. Novation means substitution of new contract, substitution of an existing contract with new one. So if in the case there is a substitution of old contract by new contract, in that case the surety is discharged because you have not given any assent to the new contract. So we can see that what are the modes by which you have seen the 9 modes by which a surety is discharged by the liability. Surety liability से कैसे कैसे discharge हो सकता है. So from 130 you can see section 139, 141, and there are 9 heads by which a surety can get discharged by the liability in contract of guarantee. Okay? Now, this is the last topic of contract of guarantee, that is the difference between indemnity and guarantee. ये last topic है contract of guarantee का, जो है difference between contract of indemnity and contract of guarantee. इसको पढ़ने के लिए I have to start. हाँ, as paint start करना पड़ेगा. इतना हम लोगों ने पढ़ लिया है, अब I think आप उसको खुद ही समझ सकते हो कि what is the difference between indemnity and guarantee. Guarantee, you know my writing that I write like this only. ठीक है. First, सबसे पहला difference. यहाँ कितनी parties होती है? 2 parties. There are 2 parties in this contract. One name is indemnifier, the person who promises to save from the loss. Second is indemnity holder, to whom it is promised. Now, in this contract of guarantee, कितनी parties हैं? 3 parties. 3 parties. One is surety, second is principal debtor, and third is creditor. You know that the surety who takes the guarantee, the principal debtor who takes the loan, and creditor who gives the loan. Second, the most important, there is only one contract to save from the loss. In this, there are 3 contracts. First contract between creditor and principal debtor, that is known as contract of loan. Second is between creditor and surety, that is contract of guarantee. And third is implied contract between indemnity holder, the contract between principal debtor and surety, that is enshrined in section 145. ये सबसे 2 important point. Third point is that there it is promised to save from the loss. यहाँ क्या है? Promise to save from the loss. From the promise to save from the loss. इसमें क्या है? Contract of guarantee में what is there? The surety takes the liability of the principal debtor. यहाँ surety क्या करता है? Liability लेता है case of principal debtor. Fourth important point, very much important, the liability of indemnifier is primary. यहाँ जो liability है indemnifier की वो primary है. यहाँ क्या है? यहाँ पर जो liability है surety की, वो तुम उसको secondary मान सकते हो या तुम उसको collateral मान सकते हो. Collateral है liability, co-extensive collateral liability है because the first liability took place of principal debtor. So these are the four most important points between the difference between contract of warranty and contract of indemnity. As you can see in your notes, there are four points which has been given, that the liability under a contract of indemnity is contingent in the sense that it may or it may not arise. ये हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता है. Contract of guarantee on the other hand is a substantive in the sense that once a guarantee has been acted upon, the liability of surety automatically rises, though it remains suspended animation till the principal debtor becomes default. See, the basic is that in the it is primary liability, it is secondary liability, where the first liability of in contract of indemnity is that it is a contingent type, the promise to save in the case if there is any loss. And here in contract of guarantee, it is that the liability is secondary or collateral, where it is that in the case he will be defaulting in the payment principal debtor, the surety will pay the amount. You can see in the second point, the same thing has been written, that the undertaking and guarantee is collateral, in indemnity it is origin, जो मैंने बताया. Third, in a contract of indemnity, there are two parties we have seen, and in indemnifier, indemnity holder. But in contract of guarantee, there are three parties, and there is one contract, and there are three contracts. So basically, there are four important points which you have to understand of the difference between contract of indemnity and contract of guarantee. Now we have done in the 8th lecture of unit 1, that is the continuing guarantee, the discharge of surety liability, and third is the difference between contract of guarantee and contract of indemnity. Now, I want you student to view this lecture and then ask anything about unit 1. I'll be answering every and each question in the next video, and then I'll be starting with unit 2. So thank you, class.